Hello and welcome to Something for the Weekend with me, Stephen Day.
Me, Kathie Griffiths.
And me, Alice Butcher.
In this episode, you'll be relieved, or maybe not, to hear Kathie made it safely from Seil across the choppy waters to Oban in a rowing boat, and even had time to stop off for pizza and jelly babies. How very Doctor Who. Heads or legs first? Maybe we should save the debate for another time. Ellis has been keeping up with Speedo Mick. We also have music from Scottish folk collective Staran, whose new album features Oban's very own Kim Carnie. And last, but not least, Ellis has another Scottish word of the week for us. Ellis, have you got it ready for us, or are you writing it? We'll leave that till later. Kathie!
Yes!
Kathie, our little rower, our little...
Oh, I can't believe it was a week ago since I sat in that rowing boat, rowing the 9 miles from Seil, from Balvicar Bay to Seil. Do you know what? What a journey. It was incredible. And it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be.
It sounds like you were just rowing.
Well, I was just, no, not just me. No, it's about 22 foot, this rowing boat, this wooden rowing boat. It's a St. Iles skiff. I was there with 1, 2, 3 other rowers and then a very capable cox at the top. So he kept us in charge. So we went through the Seil Sound, under the bridge over the Atlantic, out the other end into the Firth of Lorn, and then towards Oban on the inner side of Carrara, and then we safely arrived at the sailing club in Oban, welcomed by Stuart Cunningham from the Oban Coastal Rowing Club. So took us about 3 hours. I think our top speed was about 4 miles an hour, which I don't think is too bad, really. And we managed to stop off and have a little bit of a picnic on the way. So, so this was the Row Around Scotland 2021 bid. The idea is by October, about 70 clubs across Scotland will have all done their little legs of the journey, and we will have circumnavigated the Scottish coast. So it's going to be quite an achievement. And if you want to have a little earwig in, I managed somehow, magically, miraculously, to record a little bit of a conversation that was going on the boat, so you might have to listen careful because there's a bit of slapping of water going on, but yeah, have a little listen to this. So we're about a third of the way,
but it might be a bit choppy in the middle. It might be stopping now. We don't want to get broadside on in the middle, so we'll keep on the way. We'll go quite fast.
Bless you, got that.
Okay,
Thank you.
You got your jelly babies.
Got my bag with my jelly babies, and there's your bag there.
Thank you.
There you
That's
go.
great.
You've got it.
Very big to win now.
I've been watching it like a hawk for last week.
I know the feeling.
I need a foot.
I realise that I'm too far gone when people ask, I check the forecast about 10 times a day.
Oh, only 10?
And when someone asks me, what's it like? I'm like, oh, it's all right. And then they say, no, well, it's going to be raining and it's going to be cold. And I never actually look at the temperature or the rain. The only thing I look at is the wind. I just don't even notice.
Move your head that way a bit.
Which way? That way.
Do you want a bit of pizza, Ian?
Absolutely not. I've got peanuts and jelly babies. What else could a man want? Thank you very much indeed, though. No, I filled up before we came.
There you go. It all happens out at sea.
Certainly does. I mean, I didn't realise they were going to serve pizza and jelly babies. I thought that was your picnic.
Well, you know, it was an incredible picnic, and it was interesting. The lady talking about the weather, saying now we actually borrowed her from Mull, and she was saying, like, I don't care whether it's rain or whatever. All I look out for is the see what the wind's going to be like when I'm going to be out on the rowing boat. So do you know what? They were good company. They were good folks. So the baton, because there's like this baton that's being passed pass between all different clubs. That went from Oban, it went to Port Appin and then travelled to Fort William, and it is now on its way between Ardnamurchan and the Cowls of Lochalsh. There's a crew who are camping out. They're taking the skiff and they're going to spend a week doing that journey, camping out on the way. So that's going to be another incredible adventure. But I'll tell you what, while I was out there at sea, somebody I didn't see was Speedo Mick. No sign of him, but I do believe my colleague Ellis had a little close encounter with Speedo Mick.
Yes, I'm still getting
over it.
Why
are you blushing? Why are you blushing?
This is my natural complexion. I'm still getting over my encounter with Speedo Mick. So Speedo Mick, if people don't know, is a kind of world famous now, really. Even if you don't know him, he is very, very incredibly well known. He's long been a fundraiser for charity, and the where he gets his name from is that he's an Everton lad. Speedo Mick. He's an Everton lad out of Liverpool, and he's had, a few trials and tribulations during his life, and he turned it all around, and he decided he was going to swim the English Channel as a complete novice, and he managed it in 16 hours, would you believe? Which kind of astonished a lot of like hardcore swimmers that are used to doing it. And then the Speedo Mick was born, and he's made a bit of a name for himself walking around the country dressed in only his Speedos.
Woo.
Yeah, which was nice to see in Oban on a Tuesday morning.
Sure it was, Alice.
Yeah, I think I told everyone that the image has been burned onto my retinas.
He does wear it's not just the only thing he wears, though. He is wearing a hat.
He does wear a hat, and he does wear an Everton scarf. But what a character he is. I expected him, because of all the walking that he's done, he actually walked between John O'Groats and Land's End as well. So he's back up this way. The reason he's up here is he raised a load of money in 2019-20 for charity. And what he's doing, because charities have really struggled during COVID to raise money, he's coming back around the country essentially to hand out different pots of money to different charities. So I caught up with him for a very, very brief.
I've got it.
Oh, like it. Well done.
No, seriously, it was a very brief chat because he is so well known. People just kept interrupting us while I was talking to him. So it's a little glimpse of Speedo Mick, who was an absolutely top guy. Just put a smile on your face. He's one of them, one of a classic kind of English character, really. So, yeah, I've had a little interview with him.
Okay, so it's Ellis Butcher of the Oban Times. I'm here with the famous Speedo Mick. Mick Cullen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Mick Cullen, yeah.
For people that don't know, what do you tell them about what you're doing? You're standing here in is it an Everton scarf, Everton Speedos, and little else, and a nice trapper hat.
Yeah.
Why are you here in Oban? Where have you been, and why are you doing it?
Well, I'm in Oban because I've just done the Outer Hebrides. I started off in Stornoway. I'm doing a 2,200 mile walk, and it's called the 2,000 mile Give and Back tour. So what the Speedo Mick Foundation is doing, which it just set up about a year ago, I'm the founder of. We were just about to give £250,000 back to charity along the route. Yeah,
Charity organisation?
Yeah, different charity organisations along the route. I'm just going to go to the Oban Youth Cafe here in a minute. So 2,000 mile walk's going to be from Stornoway, obviously.
Is that where you started then?
That's where it started, from Stornoway. It's going to be finishing in Liverpool, but in between that, we want to go from, we want to do the 5 capitals. Thank you very much indeed, Mrs. What's your name?
Betty.
All right, give us a kiss, Beth.
All right. Good luck.
She was going to give you one on the lips.
Can I get a wee photo then?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
That's my sister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my sister.
What a character.
I feel as though I missed out. Where is he now? I'm going to track him down. Because he stopped off in Tunnel as well, didn't he? He stopped off at the Tunnel Inn. They looked after him for a night. And then they piped him off. They got a piper to pipe him off on his way to Loch Awe.
He gave a really good quote to me. He said, everybody's been locked down for a year. It's been a tough time for a lot of people And what he's really enjoyed when he's been on his travels, just putting a smile on people's faces, because it is impossible, really, to kind of not think, oh, wow, what's that guy doing in his Speedos walking through the centre of town? He said he got off the ferry from Eriskett and he arrived in Oban. He said there was one bloke who sort of looked at him and sort of very dismissively shook his head. But he said apart from that, everyone else in Oban was absolutely brilliant with him. And seriously, there were people coming up to him while I was interviewing him saying, here's £5, Mick, here's £10, Mick, you're doing a great job. And he's had a tough time of it, has Mick. You know, he's had mental health issues, he's had addiction issues, he's had drink issues, but he's entirely turned his life around. I asked him what his motto was or what his message to people out there was. And his message very clearly was, don't give up. And I think that's something that we can all learn from.
Is it something else that you might consider doing yourself? You know, being completely clothed Ellis, maybe doing a big walk? Or would you go for less clothes?
He's got a wardrobe full of jackets. Maybe he could wear all of his jackets and do the walk in them.
Oh, there's an idea. Ellis, you up for that?
Thank you for your suggestions. They will be considered in due course.
You can contact us by emailing somethingfortheweekend@obantimes.co.uk, or you can message us through Facebook or Instagram. Maybe give Ellis a few suggestions about what he could do in Speedo Mick's steps. I have customer feedback, folks.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Sounds ominous.
It does, doesn't it? Just a Scottish word of the week feedback from Leslie, who says, happy Friday. Just listening to the podcast just now. Must have been last week. And Ellis, do you remember your Scottish word of the week last week?
Yeah.
What was it?
It was cast not a clout, wasn't it?
The other one.
No.
Other one.
The other one.
Mocky.
Yeah. Well, you've got the pronunciation right, because Leslie said it's as pronounced as in och, as in loch.
Ah.
You had
So I
problems.
got something right.
Hooray.
Well, you had a few problems last week, but you got there in the end.
At least always has a few problems.
Yes, one of them starting with the name Kathie and ending in the word Griffiths. Those are my two major problems.
We also had another wee comment from Golden Box on YouTube, and that's more or less the same, just giving you information about Cloot and Mochi.
So what did he say about Cloot?
Well, Cloot, a cloth as in Clooty dumpling, just in case you weren't quite sure.
I see, right. So was it quite constructive feedback?
I think so. We like feedback, Ellis.
I don't like the idea of people
listening
listening to my Scottish word of the week and then pulling me up about it.
Well, you know,
So I'm not an expert.
most of our feedback is positive. And that's all I'm saying on the matter.
Thank goodness for that.
Kathy, we always get positive feedback about you, of course.
The glowing girl.
There we go. Teacher's pet.
But we get lots of feedback about music, and if only we had some music this week.
Well, I can help out there because we do have some music. Some of the most sought after artists on the Scottish folk scene have actually come together to create a collective, and they've called themselves Staran or Staran. The group's just released a debut album, and no surprise, it's got the same name. So it's comprises of a group of established musicians in their own right, and this collective is a meeting of musical minds with a diverse range of styles and backgrounds. It's even got Oban's own Kim Carnie, who's one of them. Now here is Gowla Creech, that's what it's called. It's a track, and I looked it up, and to find out, it's actually a milking song. So it's a very old song, and it's, I think if you translate it, it might translate as cattle love, because apparently some coos just won't deliver the goods unless they are sung to. So here you go. Listen to this. It's a beautiful track. Sit back and relax.
With
Isn't that just delectable? Isn't that gorgeous?
Lovely. Lovely. Somewhere outside there, in a farm somewhere, there's a whole load of milk just being delivered into bottles, Kathie.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
That was absolutely beautiful. It was. I just,
Fantastic.
I could fall asleep listening to that voice.
Well, don't fall asleep yet, because I was just realising during the song that we should probably tell people that photos of Speedo Mick and Kathie in her skiff are available in this week's paper and online at www.opentimes.co.uk.
We were in the skiff together, me and Speedo Mick.
You know what? I think that's a picture to maybe to do. Maybe you should arrange that, Kathie. Maybe you should chase him in your skiff and say, "Just a minute, Mick. Got an idea for a charity thing. You could row and he could walk."
Yay! There you go. Have we had Ellis's word of the week?
No, we haven't. But I want to mention something else instead.
Oh no, not instead. In addition.
In addition, yes. In addition, you're right.
In addition, thank you. You're not getting off that easy.
What happens next week? Anyone?
I don't know. What does happen next week?
All kinds of things happen next week.
Scotland are playing in the European Football Championships. Come on, folks, let's get excited.
Am I supposed to cheer? I know, Pete, if you like football, then that's woohoo!
Oh, it's massive.
You're meant to cheer because it's the first time in a long time.
Guess when it was? Guess when Scotland last qualified for the European Championships? I'm not making a sort of a point here, but it is significant.
90s?
Yes, but when in the 90s?
94.
Ooh, 96.
Ooh.
That's when it had the likes of Jim Leighton, Colin Hendry, great defender. I love Colin Hendry. He used to play for Blackburn. Stuart McCall, Ali McCoy, Gary McAllister, John Collins, Andy Gorham, Gordon Jury, Craig Burley, Kevin Gallagher, Scott Gemmell. What a team. What a squad, I should say. So I have decided this year, or this time, I'm going to be supporting Scotland in the football.
Yay! I'm going to ask a question, though.
Go on.
If Scotland and England ended up in the final together, who would you be supporting, Ellis?
Do you know what? I'm seriously like this. I'm not tribal at all in terms of I'll watch anyone. I'll watch any team play football. When Wales had that run, I was right behind Wales. As far as I'm concerned, they're a British team. And my allegiance, I think, seriously, would go to Scotland.
Oh. Well, I'm not tribal either, but I have done tribal belly dance. Does that count?
No.
No.
Can we move on to the word of the week? Quick.
We want a demonstration of tribal belly dance next week, don't we, Stevie?
I'll try and find the right music.
Whilst rowing and playing football, Kathie, so no pressure.
I'll put a call into Speedo Mick. He won't mind me doing that. He won't mind me doing that because he's a Liverpool. We had a bit of a laugh because I'm a red, he's a blue, so we had a bit of joshing on the seafront. Anyway, Scottish word of the week. Let's do this quick.
Scottish word of the week. Come on.
Let's do this quickly. If I regularly slitter, what do I do?
Slitter.
How are we spelling that?
Oh, I've gone and slittered again.
Messed up.
Yeah, you're nearly there.
Is it?
But specifically,
Put your foot in it.
what, stepped in something?
No, like when you say something, oops, shouldn't have said that. Oops, shouldn't have done that. When you make them say something and then you think, oh.
See, I bet Fiona would know. Dear Fiona is back next week. What about you, Stevie? What do you think? Slitter.
I really have no idea. I could get myself into so much trouble.
It's to spill food down yourself.
Oh.
Oh, and where's the origin of that?
Oh, don't ask me detail. The origin of that is someone who used to do it a lot.
I am going to get my pal Leslie, who commented on this, and I'm going to get the two of you together, and I'm going to get her to give you some Scottish words.
Yeah.
And we'll see how you fare against this. I mean, I think you've been doing a great job. You've been finding lots of words that I have no idea about, and even confusing me and Fiona, but I'm not sure where you're getting them from.
I think we should check. I think we should check they actually exist.
Dare you question my integrity?
How dare
What integrity?
But that's all we have time for this week, so don't forget you can read our stories online at www.obentimes.co.uk, and you can subscribe to our page-turning digital edition there as well. So for this week, it's goodbye from me, Stephen Day.
Goodbye from me, Kathie Griffiths.
And goodbye from me, Ellis Butcher.
Bye, fam.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.